In a world filled with constant stimulation and endless sensory experiences, imagine what that feels like if every sound, every touch, and every smell becomes amplified, keeping you not just on edge, but entirely overwhelmed. That is what life is like for a child or a person struggling with sensory overload. And it's exactly why your child may be having constant meltdowns to tantrums and anxiety whenever you go into the grocery store or a busy restaurant or even try to make it through the day at school. Now, my name is Dr. Eric. I am one of the pediatric and prenatal chiropractors here at Chiropractic in the Madison and Middleton area. We focus on pediatrics, prenatal, and family wellness in our office. Now, in this video, you're going to learn not just what sensory overload is, but most importantly, what the root causes of it are and what action steps and strategies that you can put into play into helping calm your child's neurological storm that they're in and have more good days than the bad days when it comes to your child's sensory processing challenges. Now, if you have already tried OT, sensory play, and tons of other modifications and life changes to help calm your child's sensory overload and improve their day-to-day quality of life, but you still see them struggle way more than you'd like, then this video is for you. Now, please, before I go any further, share this with other moms and other parents who you know need to hear this message. We are tired of seeing kids and parents go through this struggle when they don't have to go through this struggle. So let's talk about Bodhi and his story and how he is one of our kiddos that have come into our office and seen changes. Now, they have tried various techniques and supplements over the years to really help try to calm his overactive sensory system. And sadly, they weren't able to find much of anything that really made a real difference with Bodhi. And this led to them both being worn out from living into this constant state of stress over the frequency of the meltdowns and the inability to find anything that really worked for them. And Mom said, when she first heard of us here at Chiropractic and listened to one of our presentations on sensory issues and how chiropractic could help really calm down the nervous system, it seemed like a godsend. That we really not only understood the challenges that her son was going through, but also the challenges that her husband and herself were both experiencing along this journey as well. But she felt discouraged from the previous failures and felt really just hesitation because through it might be, too good to be true. And thankfully, we're so thankful that she followed her gut instinct and took over that 6-month time span with her initial care, decided to give chiropractic a try. And really, she said that within really 3 to 4 weeks, they started to realize that there had been a lot of improvement with the good behaviors and no more screaming, no barking, orders at them. The meltdowns had significantly decreased, and they didn't realize until that point how accustomed they were to living in a state of fight and flight. And since starting, this has allowed Bodhi to really allow him to process, engage, and interact with his world more appropriately now going forward. And now he's more at ease. Again, his mood is much better. He's more receptive to learning and handling new situations, new environments, and has had an improvement, a significant decrease in the meltdowns, and he's just so much happier. But let's dive into the science behind all of that, behind Bodhi's story. So let's really talk about what is sensory overwhelm. Sensory overwhelm really refers to the overwhelmed state of by overwhelmed sensory stimuli where the brain struggles to process, integrate the incoming sensory information effectively, and therefore quickly shifts into a state of sympathetic fight and flight overdrive that we talk about all the time, and this constant stress mode. And common triggers and symptoms are loud noises, crowded spaces, bright lights, strong smells, food textures, definitely, tags, seams on clothing, and unexpected touch can all trigger an excessive sympathetic response that leads to anxiety, irritability, tantrums, meltdowns, and concentration, which is why sensory processing disorder is actually the number one root cause of ADHD. Now, physical and emotional distress can also, and so much more. And daily life challenges, families are seeing whose children struggle with sensory overwhelm, have troubles going into the store, a busy restaurant, taking vacations to busy places, as well as challenges with things such as family get-togethers and play dates and even day-to-day school and social functions. Now, long-term concerns that we need to be aware of, because sensory overload and sensory challenges overall often limit a child's ability to socially engage, to interact, and even concentrate or participate in school. It can really interfere with their overall brain and neurological development and leave them really at an increased risk for struggles like ADHD, anxiety, learning challenges later on in life. Other conditions that are really correlated with sensory overload is sensory overwhelm is often seen with individuals with sensory processing disorders such as autism, so autism spectrum disorder, attention deficit disorder, so ADHD, and sensory processing disorder itself, so SPD, that you might hear it referred to. Most common coping mechanisms that we see are most parents try to help their child by switching to sensory-friendly clothing and foods and providing sensory breaks in calm and quiet environment and avoiding loud and busy places on a regular basis. But that can significantly limit the quality of life for the kid and for the family. And there's the support and care options that are out there. While most families will first be recommended to see an occupational therapist or an OT or another specialist through early intervention or through the school system, countless parents continue to report that incredible quality of life improvements with neurologically focused chiropractic care. Neurologically focused chiropractic care really is an option for children struggling with sensory overload, because it helps seek and address the root cause of the condition by helping calming the overstimulated sympathetic fight and flight side of the nervous system. Instead, what we're doing is really helping activate the parasympathetic, which is the brake pedal part of the nervous system, which is responsible for the rest and relax, the regulation type of functions that a child with sensory overload most often struggles with in the first place. The parasympathetic or actually even the vagus nerve tone, many studies have been shown that children struggling with sensory overload and sensory processing disorder overall have really an underactive or suppressed vagus nerve or parasympathetic part of the nervous system. So then it lacks this appropriate tone and function to really help the child stay calm and better regulated in a busy and noisy environment. So how do we measure these things? Our office uses an incredible piece of technology that we can actually measure the sensory processing and vagus nerve tone or function in just about 10 to 15 minute exam. It's that easy, that simple, that quick, helping families really see firsthand what really is causing their child's sensory overload challenges, and then helping us really develop a customized and personalized care plan to help address the root cause and help their nervous system really better calm and better regulate when needed. Now, looking at this is a big graphic that we like to use. This is our gas first break, and this is something that we go over with every parent. But parents, you deserve a better option for your child's sensory struggles than just really avoiding busy places, changing environments, and trying to get really your stressed out child to take deep breaths and help calm their brain and body on a regular. So really, first, please ask any questions, leave a comment down below, or send us a direct message. Second, please share this video with other parents, other family, Facebook groups who need to hear this. Third, take the action of really heading to our website by clicking on the link either below if you're on Facebook or the link in our bio on Instagram to learn more about sensory overload on our blog and sensory processing disorder, and most importantly, our sensory processing disorder tests and insight scans that can literally measure the function of your child's sensory nervous system and vagus nerve. So go check that out and let us know if you have any questions.